But they can only play one card, so playing Hobgoblin in the middle has a lot of merit, so they can only play one card. Keep in mind, they can't Galactus. Oh, no, wait! What? That's the worst thing I could have imagined! That's so bad! Oh my god, that's terrible. What?
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. I'm actually going to get into the gameplay really quickly here, because I have a lot of really exciting games here that were all recorded on my Twitch. They are some of my favorite games of Marvel Snap I've played, which was really cool. Wasn't even a lockjaw deck, and some of my favorite games. But just before that, I think it's time I give a very formal thank you. I have been uploading to YouTube Marvel Snap for like 2 weeks, and I almost have 500 subscribers already, so I've gained... I think I had 491 at the time of recording this. So in less than 2 weeks, I'm going to have gained 500 subscribers from my Marvel Snap content. And, you know, just really formally, I want to say thank you so much to the people who watch my videos. You know, like, comment, subscribe, support the channel. Like, it's insane the growth I've had. I appreciate it so much. To the people that come to my Twitch too and are like, oh, like, I love your YouTube videos. Like, I'm happy I can catch you live. I really appreciate it. I was going to say something for 100 subscribers, but then... by the time I woke up the next day, I had like 150 already, and then I was at like 240, and then I uploaded a video, and I got like, you know, I got like a lot more subscribers, but now I just think it's a good time. Thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. And now just a really quick deck tech. So we have the Simple Destroy package of Nova, Bucky Barnes, Carnage, Wolverine, which got buffed. This is the main thing we were testing on the stream. Wolverine was actually really good in the games we played. I mean, he's not perfect, he's random, but huge power difference from what he had before. The fact that Wolverine is now a 2-mana card that in this deck basically always has 4 power is really good. Because now suddenly, I mean, you play him for 2 mana, he almost always has 1 more power, sometimes he has even more than 1 power. And the fact that he can still do the same things he did before of like going to like the Sanctum and like filling up that space is really good. We're playing Lizard and Warpath because they are very strong statted cards, and we want to lock down a lane with Professor X before our opponent can get to it. Same reason we played Deathlok. All of those cards kind of just allow you to flood a space early, and then lock it down with Professor X, and you win a space, and then you can destroy another space. Cards like Cosmo, cards like Hobgoblin, Daredevil, and Nova, Bucky Barnes. All those cards help with Destroyer because they basically turn Destroyer into not even a downside, it's actually upside. Where you play Destroyer, you blow up your Bucky Barnes, you blow up your Nova, and you're suddenly super ahead. You play Hobgoblin because it can go to your opponent's spaces, doesn't mess with your Warpath, and also it doesn't get destroyed by Destroyer. That's the fastest deck tech I've done. This was all recorded live at twitch.tv/homeboymaxwell. I had a lot of fun on the stream. It was my most successful stream to date, so thank you all again so much, and I hope you enjoyed the videos. I think a lot of these are really great games. I think if you have Quinjet, that deck actually is like super strong. Like super, super strong. Crystal? Interesting. We could just like flood the middle and play Professor X, which I kind of like. Slam a Zabu in there and it's double anything in that deck. Zabu Moon Girl. Zabu I think is pretty good in the Devil Dino deck, but I think if you have a lot of pool 3 cards, it's like okay. I mean, because then you only double Jessica Jones, Moon Girl, and White Queen, right? I have to make a play. I love Chavez. I think Chavez is like a really good card to have in a lot of decks. Let's play Deathlok left. I think Deathlok left is pretty strong. We don't have priority. I think if we had priority, I would probably play Cosmo mid. But I think it's unlikely we're gonna be able to. No longer. I'm supposed to see longer. Okay. I legit named the Zabu deck Homeboy Maxwell, so this will have to be version 2. I appreciate it. If you want, I'll play some of the games with the Dino deck. I would be willing to play it. I think it's a really fun deck. I think, again, if you don't have Quinjet, I think it's like substantially worse. But I think if you do have Quinjet, it's like actually insane. So we have priority here. So we can go Cosmo middle and probably deny them from like Carnaging or Deathlocking here. Me no request on my part, just chilling. Okay, gotcha. So it becomes a matter of do I want to Professor X? And I don't really think I need to. I can just go... The biggest issue is I need to make sure I have 4 cards middle, but then, like, Destroyer is definitely winning me middle, right? So I could go... What's the strongest card to pay middle? And still, like, have everything else. It's kind of awkward. It's like actually really awkward. Do I have to fight for middle? It's pretty good. Like if they play 2 cards here, I just eat it, right? I guess I can just go Lizard Destroyer or something, and then I can just go like Bucky Barnes here. But it's like it's not winning anything. Let's go. I think we do this. I think we go. Man, this is like actually really tough. I guess we can just Warpath here for now, and then like we might not even play Destroyer this game. So they don't play anything to the middle there. They arrow take my guy. Let's see. I'm gonna read chat in just a second. I just want to think if I can win this game. I'm gonna lose to them playing for middle, where I could honestly just play Destroyer here, and then like see where Wolverine lands. It's gonna be 6. It's probably not good enough. I go 4-2. That's not really winning. This is like probably just a loss. Because they probably play 2 cards here. I can play Destroyer here and Wolverine's going to blow up somewhere. If Wolverine goes anywhere but middle, it could be winning. I kind of want to just do that for content. Like just see if the buffed Wolverine card can win us the game. So like I do think you're probably screwed here. And I do think you should retreat. But I do think it would be really cool if buff Wolverine wins us the game. Because now, again, if Wolverine goes anywhere, but if Wolverine goes left, we win this game because of Wolverine being buffed. It's that easy. It's that easy. And that is 100% because he got buffed. That is 100% because he got buffed. Easy clap. Easy clap. That's the content, friend, right there. Leader big brain style move. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Oh my god, is this where this shows up? You guys see this? Oh. It's weird. You guys see this? Oh. It's weird. You guys see this? Oh. Sedge. That's kind of shit for us, huh? I guess I can just play Wolverine. I mean, if they have an armor, I'm like so boned, right? Oh, jeez. I mean, I can just Deathlok this, because ones can't even be played here. And then if I Deathlok this turn, I can go Bucky Barnes, Nova, and then Destroyer here. That's a pretty weird one, though. And just hope this goes like here or something? Yeah, it's not bad. Thor. So our only real play is... Wow, I actually can't even put that. Yeah, I mean, we really only have one play. Sadly. Hope that's enough. There's a chance I win where Destroyer, like, sends Wolverine somewhere good. Like, if Wolverine goes left, I can win, right? That's, like, a pretty bad position, though. But now, if I play Destroyer middle, it's really hard for them to beat Destroyer here. Wolverine can go left and I can win, and then Bucky Barnes is 6. I guess there's always a chance Captain Marvel fucks us over. We probably lost this one, but, like, it's the end of the season. I don't really care about cubes anymore, if I'm being honest. I don't really need to worry about cubes at this point. Or I'd just rather make the content. Yeah, Doom, sure. That's pretty good. So if it goes left, it's a tie? Slight win. Yeah, wow. Okay. Didn't know we were going to win that one. I'm going to be honest. That's a good first game. I mean, Wolverine buff was huge there, unironically. I mean, Wolverine being at 6 was huge. I mean, like, genuinely, like, the Wolverine buff there was so good that it won us the game. The card's broken. There's only one explanation. Best card ever. I simply can think of no other course. I simply can think. Blade discarding Lockjaw. His brain is just too big. That's what I'm saying, man. This is a bad tile for us, but I think it's fine. We can go Wolverine into Deathlok, and then we want to leave Bucky Barnes for the Destroyer. It's kind of a tough location for us. I guess we can go Daredevil here and Bucky Barnes right, and it's like not that bad. But Mojo World is really hard for us to beat. Okay. That's actually not that bad, because what ends up happening is Wolverine gets reassigned to another location. Like, Wolverine just ends up going, like, somewhere else most likely, right? So I can go this, and Mojo World is still pretty bad, but, I mean, he's, like, useless anywhere else. They go Hell Cow. Okay. And let's see what they do, I guess. They just pass. I mean, I'm not, like, guaranteed to win, but Professor Xing middle is, like, pretty good now. I could also... Proffing right might be better. And then... Like, just because it's better for tiebreakers. I don't know if it's a huge difference. I'm gonna prof right, and then just, like, play Destroyer left, I guess. And then if Wolverine goes middle, it's, like, pretty good. Like, now they have to play for 2 lanes. If I mean, like, now, like, wherever Wolverine lands actually isn't that bad. They play a lot of cards, which is surprising. Wolverine left. Okay. Oh, dude. That's back-to-back games where the Wolverine buff did it. Like, actually did it both games. That's so crazy. I feel like Professor X is, like, top 3 cards in Marvel Snap for me right now. Easy top 3. I don't know what top 5 is, but Prof X is definitely top 3. It's like Lockjaw is like an easy one to include there. Let's play Wolverine here because that sounds hilarious. Lockjaw's an easy one to include. And then I think it's Professor X. I don't know what third would be. It's a Daredevil now. He's Zabu, which is always a little scary. We can just go Warpath right, but we want to set up to make sure we can Cosmo is the thing. So that might be incorrect. We can go Warpath right now, and then we can go Cosmo. We don't want to be locked out by the Wolverine. Like, if they play a card here, we don't want Wolverine to lock us out of this tile. But we need to make sure we can Cosmo. So maybe we just go Cosmo here now, and then we can, like, Hobgoblin or something, and then, like, Wolverine just needs to not totally screw us out of the game. Which is really what we gotta be careful of. Jubilee is scary, but very manageable. Jubilee is manageable. They also actually just get fucked by Cosmo. It's awesome. So let's see it. So we can Deathlok right, and then... Or we can just Warpath. We could, like, Deathlok Warpath or something. We can Carnage here. We definitely have options. We just need to make sure that we have a spot to play Destroyer here. So they play a Rock Slide here, which doesn't trigger. We go Destroyer here in the future turn. They play another Rock Slide there and an Iceman here. So to avoid getting... like if Wolverine lands right, we're gonna be it's fine, but we need to make sure we have one spot for Destroyer. So we have to Hobgoblin here, because it's the only tile that has effect, right? Like if we Hobgoblin here, nothing happens. If we Hobgoblin here, it gets destroyed. So we want to Hobgoblin middle, and I think we snap because they're gonna be minus a lot in sewer system. And then wherever Wolverine ends up isn't that bad. Like if Wolverine just ends up left again, it's fine. If Wolverine ends up right, it's good. If Wolverine ends up middle, it's also good. Like all of the outcomes we're pretty happy with. And so Wolverine and Iceman die. Wolverine goes right, which is fine. But now it becomes a question of, is it enough? We got to make sure we can win more than one tile. We can Deathlok and Carnage here, so that way we're winning. Like, we'll tie here, we'll be up by 5 here. And then we just need to make sure we can win Rickety Ridge. If we just play Destroyer here, we're going to lose because they're going to be able to play one card that gives power middle. I think this is actually better. Like, just a little bit better, but I think it's better. Because now they need to play right or it's a tie. We are +6 middle. And then they need to play a card Rickety Ridge too, or Rickety Ridge is a free win for us. So they need to play to all 3 right now, which is probably pretty difficult for them. And again, play Destroyer here. Obviously win Hellfire Club. But winning Hellfire Club, they can just, they can just ignore these. Where's that card? So they play Giganto, and we're going to win the tiebreakers now. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. It might not have been winnable from that position. But I'm not sure. They kind of, also just, hit, good draws against us that game, too. Like, the fact that they denied our Cosmo plan with the Magneto was really good. Oh, well. That was still a fun game. I think that was a close one. I think that's, an interesting game. Which is really, what's more important to me at this point is, it's an interesting game than it is, did I win? You know what I mean? Because, people ask for more games that I lose on YouTube now, where it's kind of funny. So I think we want a Carnage here, because if Wolverine goes left, it's a really good hit for us. And I don't think it hurts to save the Cosmo. It goes Zabu. So we really want Wolverine left. Wolverine left is by far best case. Nice. Very nice. We get the peak, which is complicated. So this goes to their side, which is rough. But if we go... Wait, is that actually how that works? If we go this and this, if we Professor X first, this doesn't move sides, right? Kind of a bad lane to do it in, though. Or maybe we want to wait. We could also just Cosmo and Hobgoblin. We could go Cosmo, Hobgoblin. So if we play this turn, if we play... we can't play Daredevil there. We can play Daredevil here. And then we can go Cosmo, Hobgoblin at some point, and it actually doesn't switch sides, and it's just 0 mana for 5 power. That's actually kind of insane. And now we see what they're doing turn 5, which is good. The reason we waited on the Professor X is the Sunspot could potentially outgrow the Professor X, just if anyone was curious there. We really have to think about our sequencing here, though. If we get a free Professor X, we're pretty happy, but I think it's kind of hard to get a free Professor X here. The fact that we're winning the Sanctum is really good, though. We want to make sure... We don't want Wolverine to try to go to another spot again. I think we want to keep Wolverine there. They go Absorbing Man. So they go Spider-Man into Dracula into Enchantress. And then they get another hit of... They get another one. They get another Absorbing Man off of Enchantress. Okay. So if we just go Cosmo, Hobgoblin here, we stop all of this. But then they still have a Dracula in play. We can add 5 here, and this would win. We can go 5 and 0. So we're adding 10 here.
They're adding 2. And then we're winning this, and we can play... We can't play Destroyer here is the issue. So that's really the worst part. We could go like this, and then we could... We can't... If we... this is pretty tough. We can go Cosmo here, Hobgoblin here, and then none of their effects trigger. We don't get a Professor X, but we can Destroyer here, which I think makes it worth it. Because we're flipping first. So we deny the Spider-Man, we deny the Dracula. Well, Dracula doesn't matter, but we deny the Enchantress also. So we're adding 8 here, and then we can Destroyer. I think it's fine. I think if we Professor X middle, we're going to lose to them just passing with Sunspot.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Yeah. So they have 2 cards in hand. We Destroyer here. It's plus 15, and then they also need to kill the Wolverine. So this was good because it also like allowed our Cosmo to keep our Destroyer still. To keep our Wolverine still. So now their Dracula needs to hit something crazy. And I don't know what it would be. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what they need. But we do have 15. They play both cards in hand? So Dracula's useless? Oh, then they still have 1. It's not enough. That feels like a pretty good game to me. I feel like that was a complicated one. That felt like a pretty good game to me. Another game, by the way, where the Wolverine buff kind of didn't matter, but Wolverine won us that game. And, like, he's just a body, you know what I mean? He's just a 3 energy, 4 power creature. Like, what if Cyclops was, like, ongoing creatures against you have, like, -1 power? Like, he's lasering you down or something like that. Like, I feel like there's a ton of good options you could have played for Cyclops, right? I do think they did Wolverine really right, though. I think Wolverine's buff is fantastic. I think so, yeah. I just want Cyclops to have, like, a redesign, because I think that Cyclops as, like, a generically statted creature just doesn't make sense. Like, I think the thing it makes sense, because he's just, like, a rock amalgam, you know what I mean? He's just, like, a rock. But I feel like Cyclops, like, does more than, like, the other vanilla statted creatures. Like, Shocker is just kind of, like, he just zaps you, like, a little bit. You know what I mean? I should think about the game. We don't have anything good, which is kind of awkward. So what's our path to victory? Is our path to victory just making the biggest, like, Wolverine possible? Like, just blowing it up as many times as possible? Oh, my God. We played the Wolverine into the 1 spot with an armor. That's so bad. What are these other locations? So we can't draw anything here. We don't even have a Bucky Barnes. I think this is probably just a loss. I guess we can Deathlok here. And this is, like, just good stats for cost. And then we can just, like, Carnage something later. Patriot. Yeah, this feels like a mega loss, but I'm not... I mean, maybe there's a chance. So we can go, like, Cosmo here, Nova here, and then we want to make the other cards as big as possible in other spaces. We can't go Khazar, okay. I feel like they're going to spam power. I mean, like, so, like, we're probably losing this game, right? But there's just no reason to retreat right now because it's still 1 cube. But we can go, like, Lizard here into Carnage here. This makes a 5 power Carnage here. Buffs everything here. Let me just make sure I'm doing this in the right order. We're going to go Lizard into Carnage. I guess we could Carnage last turn of the game. And then we just make everything else a little bit bigger. We might just need every point of stats we can get. Like, again, like, 90% chance it's a loss, right? But, like, it's still worth 1 cube, so there's really no point to retreat. So Misty Knight and Rocket Raccoon. But doesn't trigger the thing. If we Carnage here, we're tying right, winning middle, and then we have Lizard on the left. It's actually, like, almost, like, kind of winnable. I would probably retreat for the people at home, if I'm being honest. Like, if you cared about your cubes, I would retreat here, but I think it's fine to stay in on this. That's pretty good. We actually won this, though. Kind of mind-blowing, but we actually won that, though.
Victory.
That's a pretty cool one. I'm going to be honest. That's pretty cool.
Did I miss something about leader? What did they change about leader? So the biggest change to leader was that it's now like it replays cards to the location on the right. Yeah, same we got it. 6/7 only copy card to the location on the right. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your comment. I didn't see the what do you think about the new leader? I think that I think it's definitely a more interesting card, but I think that new leader is like definitely worse. But like, yeah, leader was kind of just like a trash card, like 0 out of 10, right? Like I think leader was like one of the least interesting cards in the game. Where like it's probably pretty bad now, honestly, but I think it's definitely like I would rather have that card be bad than good, just based on like what it was before. Like just like a free a free like replay everything you played on turn 6 was just kind of insane. Wave. So they're a Galactus deck. It's just a question of what tile are they playing Galactus? So it's really, do we think it's right or left? I feel like they played a Ruins because they don't want Mindscape, so maybe we just play Hobgoblin middle. But they could obviously play right, and it's pretty sad. But it's just like an honest 50-50 at this point, right? Unlucky. Magneto, actually. Kind of surprised, I won't lie. That like surprised me a little bit. So they are going to have a Destroyer in their hand last turn of the game. And Destroyer is actually pretty good for the middle because it's going to blow up the Hobgoblin. I think we actually don't want to play Cosmo because I think Cosmo helps their Destroyer too much. Where we can just do like... Maybe we play this here just so that way they have to commit another card here. And then we can go like... It is tough. We could play for middle. Like, we could just say right's messed up and we can't win it. No, I don't know. I think this is fine. Now we have one more card, so they're going to have Destroyer Cosmo, and if they destroy her, it's, like, pretty bad for them, right? Dazai, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Oh, they played Gamora. So they have Cosmo and Destroyer in their hand. We have Odin, Armin's... Jesus Christ. So if they destroy any lane, they lose. I guess they can destroy her right and win. Like they could destroy her here to win this. So if they destroy anything, they lose. If they play Cosmo here, they have some potential, but it's still like a loss, right? Or we can just go like Odin here. And then we're beating Cosmo and we're beating Destroyer, right? Like, there's just no way they can win. I feel like when people follow me, it makes like 2 sounds. Have you guys noticed that? Like, it's like a 2 sound, like it's like a did-it? It's like 2 different like notifications. Professor X. Interesting. Okay. I think Lizard Right is our best option. We want to blow up the Raptors. They're probably going to swarm middle because they have Ant-Man, where Lizard Right is probably pretty good. Play their own Lizard middle, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and play Daredevil middle. And then Nova left. So that way if we blow this up, it's like pretty good because we already want to blow up these tiles, right?
Play Cosmo there, which is fine. So we do draw the Carnage, which is awesome. The only issue is we can't Carnage and Warpath in the same turn. But if we Carnage here, we can, like, potentially win this lane. And then all of these cards are good hits, where, like, if we don't play Carnage this turn, and we get Carnage off of Grand Central, it's, like, pretty terrible, right? Where I think it's actually better to Carnage here. Especially since they already used their Cosmo. Mr. Fantastic is fine. And so we have a huge... This Daredevil's kind of huge. Because this, like, gets to make... Like, this is a huge decision point for us. I'm kind of curious of, like, what side I would ideally Professor X. I'm actually not sure. I guess... So, Professor X right means that they don't get the Grand Central bonus. Sandman. That's interesting. So, Professor X right means we win here. Alternatively, if we go Professor X here, we're winning this lane. And then they have to play one card per turn. And if we hit a Hobgoblin, they're -8 here, which is really, really good. Where this might honestly just be better, and we hope we hit something good off of Grand Central. Yeah, so he can only 1/1 here. And then we get one card added here. If I Professor X right, the Grand Central doesn't happen. But I think I have pretty high upside here. Because if we both put one card into play, and mine's a Hobgoblin, which is a 33% chance, then they're probably losing right. Yeah, exactly. Where I feel like this is really safe. And then we just hope this is good. We hit the worst card by far, but it's fine. We won. What a weird game, dude. What a weird game. That is a huge XD moment right there. I'm not saying, when you are poetry right now. Poetry coming out of the Twitch chat right now. I didn't expect the Galactus deck to play Bucky Barnes though at all. Like, I'm kind of surprised Galactus is playing Bucky Barnes because it doesn't synergize at all, right? Like, the Winter Soldier gets left behind and it doesn't, like, benefit you at all, right? So maybe I'm just, like, missing something, but I feel like that's, like, why would you play Winter Soldier in that deck, right? So we can Wolverine here, and it becomes 4 instantly, which feels pretty good.
Enough said, bub.
Ooh. So, we definitely want a Cosmo. Do I want to... Man, dude. I can greed so hard. Nah, I should Cosmo. I should just Cosmo. This puts Cosmo in 2 places, too. They go Nova, Carnage. Ah, man, dude. If I had priority there, it would have been so good. If it goes here, though... Okay, that's, like... That destroys their soldier, which is pretty good for me. So now we get Cosmo into Cosmo here, which is good. So we can Destroyer this in the future. For this turn, though, I think we want to go... We can double Destroyer here. Yeah, I guess that's true. Where it's like a backup plan. That's a good point. That's definitely a good point. Warpath is kind of awkward, but since all the cards are going to get pushed right, it's going to end up condensing into 2 spots, right? Like, because if it goes... If Warpath lands in any of these 2 spots, both of these are... both of these have a Cosmo in play, right? Like, if it goes here, these get pushed together and it's fine. So now the Warpath is still alive. Hobgoblin. So we can Hobgoblin them here, which I think is good. And then we have to gamble on if we want to Destroyer, because if we Destroyer and it goes left, we lose. We could just Destroyer right is always an option. But I don't know if that's winning. They play 4 cards there? Even Venom. Damn. Huh. Man, that worked like so bad for me too, where like both of my priorities have been really bad here. Where if I had priority second, I would have like they would have still had a Hobgoblin here, right? Kind of unfortunate. I can go Nova, Carnage, and then Lizard here. And then I get a Lizard in 2 spots. Because I don't think I can destroy her. I guess... maybe I'm just supposed to destroy her double now anyways, because... since I lost the Warpath bonus for my Hobgoblin, it doesn't really matter anymore. And if I go, like, Warpath here, or, like, sorry, Destroyer here, it's, like, still really good. I feel like I just have to take the gamble now at this point. Deathlok. That's like fine, right? Okay. Now, okay, it was 50-50 to win there, basically, which is pretty decent. I had a great stream. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. This is probably the most successful stream I've ever had, so thank you all for being here. I really, really appreciate it. The stream highlights are definitely going to be on YouTube, so I hope you guys check that out. I am probably going to stream again tomorrow. I don't know when, but I hope to see you all then there too. Going forward, I'm probably going to stream most days of the week. So I definitely plan on streaming consistently. So I hope you guys hang out. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. See you kings and queens and in-betweens as well. I hope you all have a great rest of your night.